Hello everybody, Joseph Mariani here, and welcome back to the 12 Days of Hallows Eve, and welcome to day 5. We are going to be reading another story, but this time it's a scary, sad story called First Date. Enjoy. I have my computer right here, I'm going to be reading off of that. Still afraid during full moons. Afraid of what could happen on those nights when the moon is full. Zack and I were friends. Our families were close. He had a great sense of humor and always made me laugh. In high school, it seemed like we had every class together, and he always had some smart remark to make whenever I walked into the classroom. I started to look forward to those comments, wondering, what's he going to say about me today? Then one day, when I was 18, he asked me out on a date. One part of me thought, why would I go out on a date with you? You're my friend. Another part of me thought, absolutely. When Zach came to pick me up, I had butterflies in my stomach. He looked handsome. Zach always looked handsome. We went to an Italian restaurant for dinner. Then we took a scenic drive up to the canyon. I felt that little twinge of excitement when you realize you have a crush on someone and they have a crush on you. While we were driving, I remember thinking, maybe I'll get a kiss tonight. It was a stunningly beautiful night. We pulled into over... Sorry for me saying it like that. I'm sorry, I have a sense of stutter. Anyway, we pulled over to the side of the road, and Zach said, I've got a surprise for you. Then he pulled out his photography equipment and told me he was going to teach me to use it. We were going to take pictures of the full moon. We started walking down a path, and I think it was about that time when a white truck pulled up. Right in the truck started walking towards us. He asked me, do you know where this path goes? I'm not sure, I answered. I turned my back, and that's when the man pulled out a gun and opened fire. He aimed at us and emptied every single bullet out of his gun. I screamed, a loud, piercing shriek, and my ears started ringing. I don't know where the first bullet hit me, but my body just fell down. Then it was silent. I remember thinking, this is over now. But then I realized the man was just reloading. There were 3 more shots, and I could feel them rushing by my head. Then he finally stopped. I didn't dare to move. All I could think was, play dead, play dead, play dead. I held my breath, kept my eyes open, and stayed as still as I could. I heard footsteps walking around us, and the man leaned over me. I let my body go limp. He rolled me over. As far as he knew, I was just a corpse. Started going through my pockets, looking for money. His face was inches from mine, and I could feel him breathing on me. I was terrified that I might blink. I had to swallow spit. Then suddenly, he ran back up the mountain, and I heard a car start up and drive away. When I was sure he was gone, I yelled Zach's name. It was so quiet. Yelled again, Zach! It was the worst silence I've ever heard in my whole life. I couldn't walk. I couldn't stand. But I knew I had to get up to the road and find help. I started dragging myself up the mountainside. It felt like it was almost vertical. I could hear cars driving by. It felt like there was sweat pouring down my face. When I touched it, I realized I was in blood. Let me try that again. I realized it was blood. I don't know how I did it, but eventually I got to the top. Waved my hands at the first car that came along, but it just passed me by. Eventually, another car came along, and the headlights illuminated me. I looked like something out of a horror movie. I flagged them down, and they stopped for me. There was a young couple inside. I was going in and out of consciousness. Even the police arrived and a helicopter took me to the nearest hospital. As we took off, it was the first time I could relax and feel safe. I hope and pray that Zach was going to make it. I was shot 4 times. In the back, in the side, in the thigh, and several bullets had grazed my head. When they told me Zach had died of his injuries, I felt horrible. At that moment, I would have given anything to switch places with him. I still think of Zach every day, and I miss him dearly. This happened in 1966. The girl's name is Yvette Rodier, and the boy's name was Zach Starr. The murderer's name is George Buenvenu, and he will spend the rest of his life in prison for his horrible crime. And then the last part I read, this happened in 1966. I'm guessing you could say it was true, and it happened a long time ago. So, there you guys have it. There's day 5, there's the story. If you're wondering where I'm reading these stories, I read them off a website called Scary for Kids. When there's stuff that on there that are too scary for kids anyway. So yeah. There you go.